Speaking of titty, 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 titty. Hey friends, how y'all doing today? I'm back with breastfeeding part 2. I'm not gonna waste no time. Let's get right into it. If you have not watched part 1, go watch that because you want all the information you can. With that being said, let's talk about the first thing on this video. Leaking. I'm soaking wet. I'm leaking. I'm soaking wet. That's right, you're leaking. When you wake up, you're leaking. When you're going to sleep, you're leaking. When you're standing in line at the store, guess what you're doing? You're leaking. You're constantly leaking, baby. But one thing I will say, the leaking is at its worst in the beginning because the baby is eating more often. And when your baby is eating more often, then she or he is signaling to the boob that you need to produce more milk. So your breast is just going to keep producing and producing and producing. But as your baby gets older and the feed-ins kind of go a little further apart from each other, you won't be producing as much milk. You know, they'll get what they need and then they get on. So I've mastered, by becoming one with my breast, on how to go a whole day without wearing breast pads. I just don't like them. I don't even like a bra. So to add extra padding, it's just like... Anyway, next things next. Feeding in public. Now, I feel like every woman is different. I've had different phases of my breastfeeding journey with my kids that I feel differently about this. Sometimes I'm like pro breastfeed and I pull my titty out and I don't really care who's looking. And sometimes I'm like, this is super uncomfortable and I'm just gonna go breastfeed in the bathroom. Have to decide, you know, what's your style, and maybe it may be situational. Maybe sometimes in a restaurant it's less busy and you'll just feed right there. And maybe sometimes it's just too many people around. Sometimes you're just uncomfortable. You can be pro breastfeeding or whatever the group is that they are always advocating for, let me feed my baby in public, and still feel uncomfortable with people looking at you. It's not just about them seeing you breastfeed, it's about you being comfortable while you have your titty out. Is it a tool that God gave me to feed my baby? But at the same time, it was my titty for years before it was a bottle. So I don't want everybody seeing that. Sometimes if that baby is hollering, y'all gonna get this titty, at least the tip. At least the nipple. Y'all gonna get a nipple or so. But I figured out, you know, how to kind of maneuver it where you don't really see much of nothing at all. Her head is blocking everything. So at this point, I really feed my daughter everywhere. And plus, I plan my outfits around breastfeeding. You know, I don't wear clothes where I can't discreetly breastfeed, and that way I'm comfortable wherever I go to breastfeed. Speaking of titty, 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 titties all over the place. Yes, titties all over the place. Yes, one big, one little, one long, one full, one empty. Your titties are going to be all over the place. It doesn't matter what bra I have on. There is not a bra on the market that can fit 2 unsure titties. They are not sure what they want to be at any given point of the day. Sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small, sometimes they're long, sometimes they're plump, sometimes they're up, sometimes they're down. So that it can be a little annoying, especially when you're trying to get cute and your titties all over the place. You can't see, but I can feel this one kind of bulging out, and then this one is just flat, behaving as it should be. I can't tell you how many times I've been talking or just minding my business and I look down and my titty is out of my bra, hanging out of my shirt. Oh my God, I'm like, oh my gosh, how long have you been sitting there? Mortified. I've never tried wearing like a super duper oversized bra. I have gotten bras bigger than I normally would wear and still not a complete fix. That's another thing. Some clothes, it's just not even in question, like really low V cuts, tube tops. You know, you're gonna be in that tube top like this or like this. Some clothes that you might wear in the past are just out of question. You might want to add that to the list of things I'm talking about today. Some clothes are out of question. Just wait until your baby's done feeding, done breastfeeding, or like I say, your milk supply slows down because maybe you know, they're older, they're on solid foods, and then you can go back to those, gradually start wearing those clothes again. So that is another thing. It is super duper time consuming, especially in the beginning. In the beginning, this is your life. The couch is your life. Your chair is your life. Wherever you decide to breastfeed, that is where you're going to spend a lot of your day. Really about every hour on the hour and into the night. So just imagine how much you are breastfeeding throughout the day. So it's super time consuming, and that's where all that bonding comes in when you're breastfeeding, like you would with anybody else that you spend all day with. Those are my last little points and tidbits about what is really like to breastfeed your baby. I'm keeping it real, but I still encourage everybody who can breastfeed to breastfeed. Even the milk you buy out of the grocery store, the Similac says it right on the can. If you can, they recommend you breastfeed for at least 6 months. If you can, I know it's not for everybody, but if you can, then do it. But me, myself, I recommend it. But it's not an easy journey, so I understand. I definitely, totally understand. But it is a beautiful thing. Just do what's best for you. No pressure, mama. Listen, no pressure. Some breast milk is better than none. Remember that. With that being said, thank you for watching yet again. And please subscribe, y'all. Y'all see I'm trying to grow this channel. Yeah, please subscribe. Help me grow this channel. And again, thanks for watching, and y'all be beautiful. Bye-bye.